Hello everyone. Yeah, so I have my model here. I'll be using her to show us how to take accurate body measurements. Like I said earlier, accurate body measurement is key to that perfect fitting you have always craved for. So one thing that you should also note before you take your client, you can see what she's wearing. Ensure your client is not wearing bulky clothes. When they wear bulky clothes and you take the measurement, the dress will add at least 1 inch to your measurement, and I'm sure you don't want that. So I'm going to just tie this a little because I don't want it to add to my measurements. Can you see? So ensure that the person you're measuring is not wearing bulky clothes. So we're going to start with the shoulder. When you're taking your measurement, it's better and best for you to start from the up down so you don't miss any measurements. I hope you're getting what I'm saying. So the first thing we'll do is that we'll take the shoulder measurement. Here you can see collarbone to collarbone when you're taking your measurements. Collarbone to collarbone. So here I have 16. She has a broad shoulder for a slender shape. So you'll find some people that way, they are slender and yet they have broad shoulders. So this is 16 inches and that's about that. Then you take the bust measurement. Take your tape around the bust and you measure. Let me release this so that it doesn't add to my measurements. The dress is a little silky, so you can see. This is how you take your bust measurement. Another thing again that you should notice is that don't stand in front of your client when you're measuring so she doesn't feel choked up. You can come this way, come to the side and take the measurement. So when you're taking the measurement, ensure your fingers goes round. And then when you're measuring a plus size, some of them usually have folds. Make sure that your tape will go through all the folds. Don't measure and then you have, like, look at the back. Make sure the back is on the same level with your bust line, because all these things will affect the fitting if you don't do it this way. Can you see? Don't let your tape should not be here while you are taking bust measurement. This is already waist. You should be up here, exactly on the bust line when you're taking your bust measurement, and then you come this way. Ensure at least 2 fingers can go through. 2 fingers, and you can ask your client if she's okay with the tightness or the thickness. So that's the bust, and then we come to the under bust. Under bust, at least a finger or 2 fingers should go in. And then remember that the under bust is also important for a well accentuated bust. So you should need to get your under bust measurement very right. So for the waist measurement, in pattern drafting, we don't take the front waist measurements. Instead, we take it from the back. We start from the nape. This is the nape. That's the tip of the shoulder. And then you place your tape rule. And then you bring it down. There is a place where the way the woman body is shaped this way. So there is a slope. So just at the end of the slope, before the hip starts, coming out, exactly at that point is our waist measurement. Exactly at that point. Another thing again, you can tell your client to tint to the side. So where the bend is exactly can also be the natural waist measurement. So that is what you use. But someone that is the plus size, you can't use that because of so many fats at the edge. So what you do is that just put your tape rule, and then where you have the curve, where this slant, the way it goes like that, can you see? Okay, you can see the way the back is, like a slope. So this place now, these are waist. This is our waist, and here I have 15.5. For some it could be 16, for some it could be 17, it could be 18, it could be 19. And then in pattern draft, another thing that we do is that we can use our under bust measurement and then add 3 inches to it to get our natural waist measurement. So the natural waist measurement is very important, especially when we're making maybe a type of dress that the upper bodies will be joining with maybe a flare or a pencil or whatever. So that's about the bust, the under bust, and the waist measurement. So for the hips, make sure you take your tape around the fullest part at the back, and then ensure at least 2 fingers go in there, you know. And then when you're measuring a slim person, you can still leave like a finger, but when you're measuring plus size, please make sure 2 fingers go in. Why? Because sometimes they have folds of fat around them, and so that can affect the fitting when the dress is done. So I hope you are following. So that's about that. And then of course you take your length. That way you take your length, you have your new length, and then maybe 3/4 and full length, and that's it. If you want to take your neck measurement, you pass your tape around the neck, and then make sure 2 fingers at least go in there. Here I have 14.5 inches. So that's it. And your sleeve measurement, what you do, this is the bicep. You take the fullest part, that's the upper region. Make sure your tape goes round, and then make sure your tape is free around that area, because the dress should not be, the sleeve area especially needs to be very free. That's why you're measuring, because by the time the person wears it, there's allowance for ease. Apart from the sewing allowance, there's also allowance for ease, so the person can raise his hand well, and so that's how you need to get it right. Like here I have 14.5. I have 14.5 here, and then when you come down again, you do the same thing. You make sure at least 2 fingers go in there and it's not tight, that your fingers can go round. Can you see what I'm doing? My fingers can go round. This finger, I'm using just 1 finger, it can go round. Also when you're taking the bicep, the same thing. When you're taking here as well, let a finger go round, let a finger go round like that, and then the wrist, the same thing. You let the finger go round. So if I don't think there's any other thing that we would need to know. If for the length of our sleeve, you can go this way, and then you can tell if it's long sleeve, you can tell your client to do the hand like this, and then you put it here and then come this way. You measure, because the reason is that by the time the person stretches his hand, it might jump up and you won't get that length, and then the person will be like, oh, but I told you I want this length, and then argument will start. So the bust points, can you see here? I have 7 for her. I have 7 for her, and I think that's it. Another point again that we should take into cognizance is the right bra. Sometimes the client is not even wearing the right bra, so it's also as a way of affecting our dress at the end of the day. So take note of all the points that you have learned today and start implementing them.